This is Pigsy did another video. I'm just having some thoughts, and I kind of had a little vision of the future as well. I mean, I've known for ages that technology, even like the radio waves, can be converted back into electricity, and a lot of this technology is starting to come across. Phones that can power share and stuff like that. It's been advertised. The technology's out there already. It's just it's when it comes down to our level, the commercial spec is different. So you're going to have Wi-Fi that can basically charge a device and share data, so that the energy isn't wasted. It's just converted basically. Which also paints a new picture of what the future might be with, well, the problem is you've got companies that make money out of all these tariffs to do with energy. So it's going to be harder for them to regulate it if you can basically stream it off the environment. Which could be why they're pushing for those 5G and above. The technology may be harmful to humans, but they might say, well, the benefits outweigh it. And you may have towers that emit the energy, and you also have devices that absorb it, because otherwise you might just have too much energy concentrated in one area, and so you want to stream it towards an actual point. So in essence, there's like a quantum, or it would be an invisible type of connection between the 2 points. It's like water. If it travels between 2 points, it draws the rest of the water with it, and so the charge should be travel more stronger and go into between these two towers. Otherwise it may actually do that within the environment. So you might have like a lamppost that's basically all the Wi-Fi or something that's been drawn to it. And you get this kind of stuff anyway. A lot of when energy isn't dissipated, it keep on going. That's it. Car don't know what they're doing. That's it, keep on going, that's right. You've got to go this way. It's glorious, the sun. I must admit, it's lovely today. So yeah, so it's different technology. So in the future you'll have integrated technology, you'll have lampposts which will collect data on you with your devices. They will also be emitting energy. There'll be cars that can possibly run on the devices. So you could charge a car, you could charge up. It would charge up when it's not being used, just by being in the environment. It'd be like solar cells, really. But then you need a more efficient car that can actually use how it uses the energy. But if it's always in an environment full of energy, it's just to keep absorbing it, basically. And you already get cars and they have Wi-Fi built into them, and they have other stuff. So all the technology eventually be a bit more integrated, but we live in a society that might be this sort of techno-utopia, but it also might be a hell for some people, especially if you're sensitive to Wi-Fi, or you start developing health problems. They start ignoring it, and they might say, well, you just need to have bits of you replaced, you know, or you get a lot of pseudo stuff. It's quite sad, like people say, oh, we're all born with cancer, you know, and this kind of stuff, and you think, really? So everyone's cancerous, is that what you're saying? Or is it a fact? Is it more of a factor that the environment has become toxic and damages people's health, and most people don't understand how to manage themselves, their health well enough, and as a result they can develop health problems. I mean, we don't live forever. Certain things happen to our bodies anyway, but I don't think it helps the environment. There's triggers basically, otherwise we'd all start developing tumours from birth and things like that, and we don't. Our DNA's okay, but with sort of this new technology and there's ideas to put chips in people and stuff, and they might want to do that from birth. Try to do certain things from birth, like like give people vaccines and insert chips into them, register their DNA. I don't know if they do too much for DNA. They do take the blood, but people don't realise they do this card and they stick the toe prints of the baby on it, and it's just basically they sign it with the blood that they're the property of the crown. The card's creepy. Nobody ever reads the card. I think I was once in a hospital. I don't know when my kids were born actually, and I read it. It said something like birth registered in the name of the crown, or the crown. I don't know. It's quite a while back. Definitely there's a crown in it, making them citizen of this country, but also property of the state at some level, so they can override parents if they have to, and things like that. So yeah, so let's just go back to my Wi-Fi tech. That's the future, and then everything could be running on a kind of this electric grid that will run through cities and power all sorts of devices. And then you got a kind of the norm, like people must have a smartphone. You know, you would be. Or you have to be tech savvy, or you have laptops and things that can probably recharge themselves. Depends what type of battery they've got as well, because on average you don't use a device constantly, but you can do. But there are more powerful batteries out there, and it's unlikely you're going to use it 24 hours a day. So it's going to be at least charging up 8 hours a day, depending on where you are. And then you also got to think about if you ever check your Wi-Fi, and you say you live in a flat or something like that, you're probably going to get 6 different other Wi-Fi signals. You can pick up your neighbours and everything. So there's a lot of energy is coming in at radio waves. Like I say, there's microwaves, all sorts of stuff that's going on that people are not aware of. And like I say, if they upgrade this stuff, technology, there's going to be some health concerns will be raised, because there's lack of knowledge in regards to how far this technology can go, the impact on people that are in line with certain cell tower type device, that are beaming out. Potential birth defects, or even at a more cleverer, pulsing a certain frequency and trying to manipulate people's DNA or affecting their brains and stuff. There's things about tinnitus or tinnitus or ringing in the ears. Some of it could be spiritual, but also some of it could be to do with the impact of certain technologies. And the ringing could also be associated with if you're kind of switched on or you're open. It may be like a type of Stargate type of thing. So they said there's a Stargate in your head. So that's to do with your pineal gland. There's also another gland at the back. Nobody ever talks about it. Where do you want to go? No, it's not yet. Okay. Chop it down. Chop. So yeah, I mean, if you got this like Stargate, starport in your head, and then it's being blasted by different frequencies, it's probably disrupting stuff, or it can possibly use you to draw things through. And I mean, if you sort of meditate on that, you might see different images. Like I saw this a mantis actually recently. I don't usually meditate on mantises. But the head was there, and it was dark. It was dark, but it had sort of red in it as well, and the skin, maybe it was wearing a type of suit, because of the shapes of this stuff over its head. So possibly it was wearing a type of suit. I'm trying to think of the actual design of it. Like it's got like diamond shapes. Like something possibly, like Thriller, Michael Jackson wore this suit. It's like that. in some ways, but there's something around its face like that as well. So who knows? But it's just something I come into your mind, my mind when I was meditating. I was meditating on my heart and focused on my head. And I saw this thing for a few seconds, and then I sort of tuned into it. And so it must be in a different dimension or something. Or it's just that all consciousness, at a larger level, consciousness is the radio frequency that connects everything. And everything can tune into the different stations it provides. So, in the same way that sort of Wi-Fi or whatever, is, you know, if it's sending data and energy, that's a type of archon consciousness, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, this is Pixie sign off. Have a great day and speak to you soon.